Gotcha.
What's up, everybody? It's FC, and today's commentary is a little bit on the dark side, a little bit on the sad side, but if you guys have followed me pretty regularly for the last couple months or so, you'll know that my last commentator March Madness video that I had, I kind of did a tribute to my childhood, I guess, in the sense that I was a big wrestling fan growing up, and you know, a couple of the moments that changed my life. But this past Friday, May 20th, the wrestling world lost somebody that was probably a living legend among a lot of the wrestlers, and that was the Macho Man Randy Savage. If you guys don't know the Macho Man Randy Savage, he was basically one of the biggest wrestlers from the mid-80s to, I want to say, the mid-90s. That's when he predominantly was pretty big in his career. But the Macho Man was one of the best wrestlers you'll ever see. Now, if you don't know the Macho Man from wrestling, you might know him from his other ventures, I guess, that he did outside of wrestling, which was he was the big spokesman for Slim Jims for like the longest time. He was the Slim Jim guy for a while. You know, he always said, "Snap it to a Slim Jim." Ooh, yeah. So he was there, and if you don't know him from that, you might know him from Spider-Man 1, I think it was. He was Bonesaw. So he was Bonesaw on Spider-Man 1. But previous to that, I mean, he was one of the biggest wrestling stars of the late 80s and early 90s. And so I kind of want to give you guys a quick rundown of one of the matches that he had that kind of touched me as a kid, and kind of cemented his legacy as one of the top wrestlers. Now, back in the late 80s, Hulk Hogan was like the man when it came to wrestling. He was the ultimate good guy, the American good guy. He was the biggest star that wrestling had at that time. Now, because he was the biggest biggest star, I guess you could say, doesn't mean that he wasn't the best wrestler. I think one of the best wrestlers, actual grapple technique and all that stuff, was the Macho Man. Now, the Macho Man was never as big as Hulk Hogan because, first off, he was always kind of playing the bad guy, and it's kind of hard to make a star out of the bad guy when, you know, everybody hates you. So it was hard for him to reach that status that Hulk Hogan had, but he was able to kind of hold his own and pretty much get his own living legend going on his own terms. But one of the major feuds that the Macho Man had going into, I think it was WrestleMania 3, 1987, was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Now, he's another really good, borderline legend wrestler. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and the Macho Man had what many people consider to be the best wrestling match of all time. It was by far the best wrestling match of 1987. I can guarantee you that, because a lot of people voted it as the best match. Now, I didn't get to see this match live because I was only 2 years old at that time. But I ended up watching it again, well, for the first time, sometime like in 1991 or 92 as a kid. I think it was like on some sort of WWE Classics, or maybe they replayed it on Saturday night or something like that. But if you watch this match, and I actually just recently watched it again after the Macho Man had passed away on Friday. I looked it up over the weekend on YouTube, and I'll link you guys to that match so you guys could see it. But this match is what we call the excellence of technicality. I mean, it was basically a very technical match with a lot of technical moves, a lot of reversals, a lot of near falls. And if you don't know what a near fall is when you get like a 1-2 count, but don't get that. You get that close 3 count from the ref that you would always see in wrestling. But it was very high action packed, a lot of going back and forth, and there's a moment in this match where the Macho Man, he's kind of taking the advantage. So he gets the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and he gets him to the middle of the ring. So he's like doing his little taunts. And at this time, the Macho Man was the bad guy, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was the good guy. And this is for the Intercontinental Championship, which was like the second tier championship. The number one would be the WWF Championship, and then right under it was the Intercontinental Championship. So they're battling it out for this. The Macho Man's the champion at this time. He gets Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in the middle of the ring, sets him up perfectly for his patented atomic elbow. So the Macho Man gets to the top turnbuckle, and he's always known for kind of doing this raise his arms pointing to the sky taunt before he does anything. So he gets up on the turnbuckle, does his taunt, and does the atomic elbow on Ricky the Dragon. Now, previous to this, though, I probably should have said this before, but the referee had gotten knocked out and stuff, and he was laying out on the floor. So the Macho Man does this whole atomic elbow. He gets on top of Ricky the Dragon, counts one. He's counting like 1, 2, 3. Where's the ref? Where's the ref? Well, the ref's knocked out. So he gets pissed off, goes outside, picks up the ring bell, and decides that he's about to hit Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with it. Well, at this time, Ricky the Dragon had his partner come in and help him, which is the Animal, and he kind of interferes and stops the Macho Man from hitting Ricky with the bell. And so the Macho Man gets all pissed off. He gets inside and he's getting ready to body slam the hell out of Ricky the Dragon. And right when he picks him up to do the body slam, he picks him up. He's getting ready to slam him, and Ricky does what we call a small package. Now, it's kind of hard to explain what a small package pin is, but you guys have to watch the match to see how it kind of unfolds. But the ending is just so sporadic and so out of nowhere that he ends up getting the small package pin on the Macho Man. And at this time, conveniently, the ref is waking up, and he sees the pin happen and counts 1, 2, 3, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat ends up winning it. But the Macho Man, his legend kind of grew from that match, because he was that match was by far one of the best matches that you'll ever see in wrestling, and it kind of cemented both of those guys' legacies. And the Macho Man grew from there. He only kind of went up from there. Of course, he always had Miss Elizabeth with him, which was a total MILF. Miss Elizabeth, rest in peace also, because she ended up passing away a couple years ago too, but she was a total hottie. And so from then on, the Macho Man kind of grew his statue. From 1987, I believe 1989, he became King of the Ring, which was one of the biggest tournaments back then. After that, he kind of became known as the Macho King. But it kind of cemented his career in the WWF, and from then on, he basically rode that wave towards. I think he ended up winning the WWF Championship one time, and after that, he went to WCW, and that's where his career kind of dwindled out. But knowing that he was part of one of the best matches kind of touches a lot of people's hearts, because a lot of people remember that match and kind of look back upon that match. And I guess him passing away this past week kind of brought people's nostalgia back, and they remember watching that, and to see one of those competitors pass away kind of touched a lot of people's hearts. And you see a lot of tributes going on to the Macho Man right now, and it's sad to see him go. And it's sad, if you guys don't know, he had a heart attack while he was driving, and it's sad that he had to pass on at such a young age. I mean, he was already an older guy, but he still had at least another 15-20 years left to live normally. And it's unfortunately that he ended up passing away that way. But that kind of brings me on to the next subject of the fact that the way that the Macho Man passed away is much better than a lot of the way that a lot of the wrestlers nowadays have been passing away. Now, if you don't follow wrestling, now I haven't been a big follower of wrestling for a while now. It's been like 5-6 years since I've actually watched wrestling. But a lot of the guys that have passed away since then, usually it's because of either overdosing on drugs or something like a suicide, and that's a really sad way to lose somebody, and it's not a way that most people would want to go, but it's the way that most wrestlers nowadays have been going. The infamous one would be Chris Benoit, who had an issue with very personal demons and ended up killing his family and then killing himself. So it's sad to see somebody go like the Macho Man, who was so loved and so respected, but it kind of brings closure in a sense, because at least he didn't go the way that most wrestlers went in the sense of the ODs and the suicides and stuff like that. So it was kind of I don't want to say bittersweet, but it was just more fulfilling that if he did pass away, at least he passed away to a sense of something that's more understandable to us, and not so not so much to like the other guys, the overdosing and the suicide. So in the end, it's sad that he ended up passing away. But here's to you, Mr. Macho Man. I know he touched a lot of guys, and it's a little bit sad to see one of the legends go, guys. And if you guys would like to see that match, I'll go ahead and give you guys the link in the description. One final thing, guys. My Twitter account is right there also if you guys want to follow me on Twitter. I'm somewhat active, nothing too crazy, but if you guys want to follow me, I'll leave you guys a link there. And that's basically it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my little tribute to the Macho Man, and hopefully you rest in peace, Mr. Randy Savage. This one's for you. Oh yeah!
Securing Alpha. It's too close. Fight harder. Spy plane standing by. Friendly RCXD inbound. Friendly care package inbound. Spy plane ready for deployment. Losing Bravo. We lost B. C secure. Friendly RCXD deployed. Friendly care package on the way. With each victory, we instill fear.